G'day everybody, welcome to Paris Charles de Gaulle. After what has been a very stressful yet fun trip here, as you guys have probably been able to tell, we've been attempting to stream here for quite a while now. Well, it looks like we've already got some lag. We'll have a look. Just give us a second. G'day Dave Beck. Hope you're well. Rachel O. Mateo. G'day mate. Thanks for joining in on the live stream. Hope you're doing well mate. Thank you, Dave Beck. Really appreciate that. One of our awesome members. One of the longest running members we've had. I think Dave Beck was our first member. And yes, thank you. Hit that like button if you haven't already, folks. Really do appreciate that. And Max in the chat saying, finally. Yes, so spent about an hour and a half trying to fix some of the bugs out of the system. As I'm sure you would know. Bugs with the laptop today. I hope we're doing alright. We're just going to have a watch of it on our phone to make sure it's not too laggy. And Action Banana 511. G'day. Hope you're doing well. And I'm joined here with Matt as well. Oh, just, yep.
G'day everybody, how's it going?
And Max, our awesome channel mod and longtime friend, saying join the AV Discord. That is right, guys. So the Aviation Videography Discord is free for everybody. So go have a look at the link on the screen right now. You can copy and paste it from the chat, or just click on it. And you can join the Aviation Videography Discord, where you can have a chat to both myself, Matt, Max, and all the other mods and channel members. And we also have exclusive chats and call areas for some of our channel members. So if you're a 747 class member, obviously you'll have the most access to the most perks in the Discord. So definitely go check that out, and shout out to Melb Aviation, Max, for assisting us in setting that up immensely. Do appreciate that, mate. And Dave Beck, member for 2 months, 747 member chat, says we love this channel. Most amazing hosts and great work. Please show your support for Matt and Sam. Really appreciate that, Dave. Your support goes a long way in helping the channel grow, and you've been here since day one.
Dave, as Sam said, really do appreciate that and really appreciate your support. And yeah, been here right from day one, right from Miami. So we really do appreciate that, and it's always a pleasure to see you in the chat, chatting with us and keeping us company when we live stream.
Hope you do enjoy the day here at Paris Charles de Gaulle. And we have BW tuning in saying he's viewing from California.
So next up to arrive, we have the Hop Embraer E190 operating as AF1187.
And we have Mateo saying, come on everyone, let's get aviation videography to at least 1 million subscribers before the end of the year. That would be an achievement and a half, I'd tell you that one. Be pretty cool. But appreciate the support. There we are. You can see the brand new 350 in the back there, just then. There's a 777-200ER taking off on 26 right. And Max says lag seems contained, looking really good. Sweet. Should be in for a good stream then, hopefully. And Adam Serena, one of our channel members, has liked the video already. That's awesome. Look at that. Alright. I'll just highlight and pin this message that you've just sent through, Max. So if you are a member of the AV channel on YouTube and join our Discord, shoot us a DM on Instagram or Discord, and Max will monitor that for us, and you'll be able to unlock these certain perks. So just taking off there was Air France flight 70 off to Los Angeles, off to LAX. It was a 777-200ER. And next on final is Air France flight 1033 arriving in from Athens. It's an Airbus A319. There we are. I was arriving in from Athens. And the next aircraft on final is Air France flight 1311, arriving in from Nuremberg. It's a Embraer E190 operated by Air France HOP, the regional carrier. Mateo asking what's the temperature in Paris today, guys? Well, let's have a look. So currently in our current location, it's 18 degrees Celsius. Should get up to a high of 25 degrees today, so should be nice. So it's not too cold out here, which is good. G'day Hugo DeCara, thanks for joining in, mate. Sweet, looks like we've got the Discord chat already up and running for our members. It's great to see. Massive shout out to our mod and longtime friend Max for assisting us to set that up. And Angelo Castro says, hey, greetings from Portugal, loving the show, congratulations for the great work. Thank you very much, mate, really do appreciate that.
Angelo, thanks for tuning in to our live stream here this morning at Paris Charles de Gaulle. Coming in next is the HOP Embraer E170 operating as AF1377 from Bilbao.
Dave Beck says, I know the stream just started, but I'm going to do something before I head to bed. It's almost midnight here in Arizona. No stress, mate, at all. Thanks for tuning in for the first, how long have we been here? 10, 15 minutes or so? But yeah, mate, really do appreciate that. That's awesome. So thank you so much. But yes, definitely get some well-needed rest at midnight there. And Dave Beck gifted 5 aviation videography memberships. Wow, would you look at that? Really do appreciate that, Dave. Really does help the channel grow, mate. Cannot thank you enough. Some awesome work there from our long-time member, Dave Beck.
Thank you very much again, Dave. And I think I overheard that you won't be joining us for how long, Sam? For the
Might be for the rest of
that would be unfortunate because we love having you here in the chat, keeping both Sam and I company. And thank you so much for giving 5 people the opportunity to join the Aviation Videography membership program. Really do appreciate that, mate. And hopefully we'll see you a little bit later.
Awesome work, Dave Beck. Thank you so much.
And just landing there is the Air France A319 coming from Newcastle as AF1559. And next up we have another Air France, Airbus A320 coming from Munich as AF1123.
Currently 8:49 a.m. here in the morning. And Jackie, thanks for tuning in, mate. You're awesome. Thank you so much.
We appreciate the feedback there, Jackie.
Your feedback goes a long way in helping us grow, so thank you so much for supporting the YouTube algorithm by tuning in to another video. And Max says, Jackie, thanks for tuning in, mate. Yes. Indeed. And there we are. Look at those reverse thrusters on there. Sure do look good.
And that was the flight from Munich. Coming in next, we have another Air France A320. It's going to have some winglets. Coming from Yerevan. It's AF1061.
Let's grab this one on approach soon. And bonjour to Waj Aline. Hope you're well. And M. Angel Ferrer says the amount of quality in here seems like I'm watching TV. Keep it up, guys. You're amazing. Thank you so much for that awesome support. Really do appreciate it. Like to hopefully provide you guys with the best quality possible.
Great landing there. And nice to have a little bit of a rush of the Air Frances as they all come and arrive from the Shenzhen area and around the EU. Next up is another Air France A320 coming from Manchester as AF1269. Following that we have a Swiss Airbus A220-300 from Zurich, and behind that we have the Middle Eastern Airlines flight ME1211 from Beirut. It's an A321 wearing the new livery.
Alright, Max, I've just pinned the link up there now. And thank you for the kind words, Anglo. Castro is saying your patience for this work is to be commended in order to provide aeronautical content for us. No worries at all, mate. Our pleasure. And John, joining in from Vancouver Island in Canada. Awesome stuff, mate. Thanks for tuning in. G'day, Nabila. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning into another stream. And Rachel O. Yes, thank you. I am taking care of myself now. Really do appreciate that. And Greg, one of our channel mods, tuning in. Thanks, mate. Alrighty, let's get this landing.
And there was the Swiss A220-300 arriving from Zurich as LX632. Next up we have the Middle Eastern Airlines Airbus A321neo operating as ME1211 from Beirut, Lebanon.
And g'day Eckbert, joining in from Hameln in Germany. And Max posting, for those joining the Discord, stickers and little perks like that are in the process of being made and will be available over the next week. The higher your tier, the more perks you get. Awesome stuff there. So yes, definitely go check that out.
I don't know about you, Sam, but I'm certainly looking forward to seeing the A330s in that new livery.
Definitely, 100% that new livery does stand out a lot more compared to their older livery.
Could not agree more. And next up on finals, we have the Vueling A320-200 arriving from Seville as VY8830. It's an A320-200. And following that, we have the Air Malta A320neo from Lucca. It's KM478.
And Hugo saying funny that you'd see so many Air France planes at this airport and wonder why. Indeed. And Emmanuel joining in from Ghana. Thanks for joining in, mate. Appreciate the support. Indeed. You can see a lot of wide-body heavies operated by Air France parked up. There you can see a range of 787s, 777s and 350s.
And now coming in next, we have that Air Malta A320neo arriving from Lucca. That'll be on screen in just a minute.
And Nabila saying, Sam, I hope you're feeling better. And Matt, hello to you. Happy Saturday, guys. Thank you very much. Indeed. Yeah, I am feeling a lot better today. I was actually feeling great yesterday, but we had so many troubles trying to set up the stream, so... That sure is an awesome livery. G'day, Aesthetic Aviation. Thanks for joining in, mate. So we've just hit 9 a.m, top of the hour here.
That's right, 9 a.m, bright and early. And next up, we have another Air France A320 arriving from Lisbon as AF1125.
There we are, you can see the Sky Team 777 up there on screen.
And next up we have the Air France Airbus A318, the baby bus, arriving from Zurich as AF1415.
Oh, the baby bus. Shouldn't be too far out now. I've got some news to tell you guys about some of our future streams. We're going to be doing one in Zurich pretty soon. Thought we'd come up with a new little idea of how we can keep everyone entertained during some dull periods, especially at Zurich, where it's not the busiest all the time. So we'll let you guys know soon. Sure do gotta love that double shot. And g'day SO says good morning from beautiful Greece, guys. Hello Aviation Videography. G'day mate. Hope you're doing well. And Major Tugboat asks if it's 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. Definitely 9 a.m. here this morning. See a nice lineup of the Air France tails just there.
So we have our next departure here. The Brussels Airlines that was on final approach looks like it has aborted landing and will circle back around. It's wearing a special livery, so we'll see that in about 5 minutes or so. The next takeoff is going to be AF22. It's an Air France Airbus A350-900 going to JFK. So we'll get that on the screen for you in just a moment. So we have the A380 arriving very shortly as well. The Emirates, and we're hoping that that does come to the southern runway. I think looking at the current lineup here for the southern runway, nothing is going to block it. So I'd assume that it would come right in front of us and make a pleasant touchdown right here on camera and on stream. It's going to be great. So that's going to be landing in about 5 minutes time, maybe 10, depending on how quickly they can get the traffic to come through. And then here goes that A350.
Our channel members saying, everyone don't forget to hit that like button. Really appreciate that, Hugo. Helps support the channel. And sweet.
And it looks like the Emirates A380 will be landing on the south side, which is where both Sam and I are at the moment. It's lined up on final approach. It's still a few planes away, but it's going to be great to see very, very soon.
Awesome.
It's unfortunately just the standard livery, but any A380 will definitely be the star of the show, I think.
Definitely can agree with that one. Any A380 will always be the star of the show, except if it's a Queen. I think the Queen still tops it.
That is true.
Well, it does for me.
I don't know if it was that blue Expo livery on that 380 as well, on the Emirates. That might be the star for me. Still trying to catch that one. We've been here in Europe for about a week and a half. Haven't crossed paths just yet, but hopefully that does change soon.
And the simplest says, I just subscribed now. Awesome, mate. Thank you so much for that. Really do appreciate that. It just helps out the channel grow.
Welcome aboard, and we sure do hope that you enjoy the future streams that both Sam and I are going to be doing. So next up on finals, we have our next heavy, which is an Air France 777-300ER arriving from LAX as AF 73.
73 from LAX.
From Los Angeles. It's going to be great to see. Following that is the Bulgarian Air coming from Sofia as FB 431. Unfortunately not in the Bulgarian Air livery, just in the plain white. However, cool to see nonetheless.
And Speckles Gaming says, I just subscribed. Awesome. Thank you so much, mate. Let's watch this 777.
And interesting to note on that Air France that's just on screen now, departing, the tail is looking a little bit incomplete there. The red not printed towards the edge. In fact, exactly, yeah, the rudder is pretty much plain white, I think. And next up on final approach, we have that Bulgarian Air, FB431. It's an A320-200 from Sofia. It's going to be on screen in just a moment.
G'day Thomas, thanks for tuning in, mate. And Aesthetic Aviation asks, are there any other good spots for plane spotting at CDG? Unfortunately not, mate. Plane spotting at CDG is very, very, very hard when it comes for videos. And especially for streaming, trying to find a place where you can get a good internet connection is extremely hard.
And just continuing on with your question there, so CDG does have a few spots towards the northern side of the airport, which is the quieter side at the moment as they have shut Terminal 1. But the spots that everybody knows, the really cool one with the touchdown and then the roll right through towards the bridge that it goes over the freeway, it's a very, very famous spot, particularly on summer mornings, has been closed due to the freeway works and other construction that they're doing up towards the north. So we have lost another spot there, but there is still a few spots around, especially for photography. You've got some great angles, but you may not be able to get a touchdown or a rotation, which is what Sam and I generally go for when we do videos.
Thomas tuning in from Okinawa, Japan, saying that's where we're having a typhoon. Wow. Stay safe though, mate. Please do. But thanks for tuning in. I think the A380 might be next. Indeed it is.
It is next. And that was Brussels Airlines that did a missed approach just before, or an aborted landing, operating as SN3629 from Brussels, wearing the Belgian Icons livery, which is a very, very cool and colourful livery.
Yeah, the simplest says, sorry guys, gotta go now, bye. No worries, mate. Thanks for tuning in though. Appreciate that.
And next up is EK71 from Dubai, the A380. always a huge highlight there. The A380. We've got a couple more coming in a little bit later. The Qatari one and also another Emirates, which will be on the stream in a few hours. We also have a takeoff, which is going to be happening on runway 26 right. It's the ASL Airlines 737-500. Great looking aircraft there. The very bold yellow livery is great to see. And Hugo asks, what other airports are we planning on visiting before you return to Australia? Well, Sam and I are definitely going to be checking out Zurich, and we're going to be doing Munich and Frankfurt, and we might see if we can pop in one more in the EU, and then we will be going over to New York for, as per the viewers' request. A lot of people wanted to see us live streaming over there in New York, so we do plan to go there for. That is a cool shot right there, the 737-300 flying over the King. We will be going to New York before inevitably returning back to Australia. And that will sort of conclude our streaming trip, and then we'll sort of look at what else we're going to be able to do for the rest of the year and where else we're going to be streaming from.
Indeed, I'd love to try and fit in another Amsterdam stream if possible.
Actually, yes, Wednesday morning we are likely to do an Amsterdam stream as we're going to be up that way. So, Euro Aviation TV and V1 Aviation, do take note of that. We'll be around, and if you guys are free, we'd love to catch up again and see you around Amsterdam Airport. So our next arrival is the Hop Embraer E190, arriving from Emirates as AF7655. Following that, we have a heavy, the United 7878, which is a Dreamliner from Chicago. It looks like we may have lost the Air Tahiti though, Sam. That would have been a great one to catch down here on the south side, but looks like it's been blocked by the Air France or the Hop Embraer E190. What, I can't say that's the best trade in the world, but
Hop E190s.
Oh, insanely rare. Just as rare as the KLM 175s in Amsterdam.
Indeed, I was about to say the exact same thing.
So we're just now waiting for the heavy, the United 7878.
Indeed. And just what we were going off before, guys, so we're looking at doing the Zurich stream, and obviously Zurich isn't the busiest airport for us to stream at for you. So we are looking at incorporating a couple things. We're going to put up a Q&A for you guys to ask us any questions you'd like. Put up a little short YouTube post where you can ask us any questions, and on the live stream in Zurich we'll be setting up a little talk show as such and answering those questions for you guys, and we'll be having discussions about topics of similar interests that we'd all have, I'm guessing, related to aviation. Alright, let's get this Dreamliner. And that's not going to be the only United Heavy. We have the 777-300ER, second in line for the southern runway, and that's arriving from Newark as UA57. It's wearing the old livery, still great to see. Indeed it is. Sure do love that old livery. And nice to have the sun come out a bit as well. Sun's just poked out from behind the clouds, offering a nice bit of contrast with some of the clouds in front of us here. And yes, that was a nice touchdown. And Max says, oh yes, a good Q&A indeed. So we're looking forward to that one, but we will get a community forum post up where everyone can ask as many questions as they'd like and give us the opportunity to answer them for you. So everyone can go nuts and ask away pretty much. We'll post that pretty shortly, I think. So just comment on the post and ask as many questions as you want. We'll answer them on the Zurich stream on the talk show.
And do keep the questions appropriate and mostly related to aviation.
Indeed. Yes, please. Well, I think we'll post up when we do the post. We'll set some rules in there.
And next up on stream, we have the Hop Embraer E190 from Billund as AF1765. And Pierre asks, I know this point of view, it's the Memorial Concorde, and you're looking to south runways. Yes, we are. You are indeed correct on that. The southern runways I find are a little bit more interesting these days here in CDG. The northern side has unfortunately, the best spot over there has been closed due to some construction going on for the new freeway that's being built. But this is a great spot here. You can park your car just in front of where you spot. There's a little bit of a mound right behind us to get a more elevated view, and a very relaxing spot. Both Sam and I really have been enjoying it. There is the Hop Embraer touching down. It's a very busy morning here at CDG. There's plane after plane. It's been like that for a couple of hours now. And next up we have our United 787-300ER from Newark. So our next heavy on the stream.
Alrighty. And I think it's wearing the old livery still, so that's going to be cool to see. Hopefully the connection's still alright for you guys. And here is that 777. Sure do, gotta love the look of those GE90s when they set the reverse thrusters. And Hugo says the only hop I know is House of Pancakes. I think that's giving me some Miami memories right there.
Yeah, a nice IHOP that you went to.
Indeed, in a very nice and safe neighbourhood. I could definitely go there again and not be worried about getting jumped.
Yeah, what can we say about that?
I think we'll skip that one. And Nabila says, wow, beautiful. Nice landing, indeed it was.
And our next arrival is going to be another hop. And this is the hop that took away our Air Tahiti. So not quite a fan of this flight, actually. That's going to be operating as AF1019 from Frankfurt. Following that is the Suriname Airways A320. This is wet lease from Sky Atlantic Vacations. So it's cool to see that. It's a great livery. Personally, I haven't seen this one. I think I had an opportunity to get it at Brussels, but I think I somehow missed it. Probably went to the other runway, yeah. That usually is how it goes. That is Brussels.
And Hugo says, glad you liked the Stroop waffles. Indeed. Indeed, we did. I think that's another reason why I want to get back to Amsterdam, to be honest.
That's it. Got to have one more before we head back to Australia.
And I think a Heineken as well. And then I'm happy.
Or four.
Or four, yeah, exactly. Oh, yes.
And here is that Hop Embraer E190. Graceful touchdown there on 2.6 left. And Max says we'll be back in about half an hour. Need to go for a walk and stretch out the problematic back. We'll be back shortly. Looking forward to seeing you when you're back there, Max. And stretch that back out, man. And our good friend Christopher Paddy from Canberra says, always the way. You get something good, then it goes to the other runway. It seems to be a universal problem there, mate. No matter where you go, that always is the case, and the good stuff will tend to go to the less spotter-friendly runways.
Indeed. And Max, we'll catch you back here soon. Thanks for all the help this morning, mate. Go stretch that problematic back. And Paddy joining in. One of our channel members. Welcome back, Paddy. And just apologies in advance if we're very quick with moving the camera in some areas, as there are quite a couple spotters here. Just trying not to get them on camera. It's quite hard to miss them. And Hugo with a €25 super chat says, for 2 more Stroop waffles and 2 Heinekens. Wow, mate, thank you so much for that support. That's awesome. It really does help the channel to grow and bring you guys these future live streams. And I know we've had some trouble over the last couple days with Wi-Fi connectivity here in Paris, but we really do appreciate that support, mate, and I will definitely be getting 2 more Stroop waffles and 2 more Heinekens. So thank you so much. Really appreciate that support. Let's enjoy this EasyJet A321neo arriving in from Nice. That is awesome. So thank you so much, Hugo. Really do appreciate that support.
Hugo, really want to thank you as well. Both Sam and I, as he just said, really appreciate that. And we're definitely looking forward to that stroopwafel and the Heineken. And we're looking forward to getting back to Amsterdam. Definitely one of my most favourite cities here in Europe.
And James joining in from the south of Texas. Thanks for joining in, mate.
Welcome, James. Next up we have the Air France A319 arriving from Edinburgh as AF1887. I really do appreciate that, Hugo, and thanks for stopping by on the stream, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of the morning with us.
And Pierre says there are 3 777s coming in, but I don't know if they'll land the south or north side. 1 Air France and 2 Air Canada 777s. Well, sweet. We hope they all come here to the south side. G'day Zachary, tuning in from San Francisco. There we have it. Hugo says, it's a pleasure. I enjoy seeing your streams and following your travels across Europe. Thank you, mate. Really do appreciate it. And hopefully you enjoy the future ones to come, as we've got Munich and Frankfurt and Zurich lined up for you guys. And CR says,
also
thanks for the
Amsterdam.
live stream. Oh yes, and
Cannot
Amsterdam.
forget about Amsterdam.
Cannot forget about Amsterdam. And Rold says, hello, I just joined from Denmark. G'day, mate. Welcome to Paris Charles de Gaulle. Nabila joining in from Canada. G'day, Kenny from Newcastle. Awesome stuff. Here, and speaking of Amsterdam, here's the KLM 737-800. Touching down there with a butter landing, arriving in from Amsterdam. Gotta love the KLM, Royal Dutch Airline. I actually flew KLM the other day, and you definitely know what drink I ordered on there. It was a certain beer.
VB.
Oh, all right, Charlie. Definitely a Heineken. And Slang Way, welcome back, mate. One of our channel members joining in from Berlin. Thanks for coming back and joining in on the stream. G'day, Cam, joining in from Wellington, across the ditch in New Zealand.
So it looks like we're going to be getting lucky with these 777s. We have the first Air France 777 lined up on the south side. I think the lot Polish Embraer is going to block the Air Canada, so the Air Canada is going to come south as well. And then the second Air Canada is still yet to be decided. But next up we have the Air France A321 from Dublin as AF1017. The KLM that just landed from Amsterdam was KL1229.
Sweet. Looks like we've got some heavy action here. A couple of GE90s to watch apply the reverse thrusts. Touchdown. That was another butter landing. Very buttery. The iconic Air France livery. And Ronald, good morning from the great Pacific Northwest in Oregon. Great stream, thanks Ronald. We've got a lot of people from across the globe here this morning. We've got people from New Zealand, Oregon, California, Canada, Newcastle. That's amazing.
It's great to see. And we also have Sam's favourite airline coming in next. Finnair A320 from Helsinki is AY1571.
Perfect. I've definitely been looking forward to this one with the awesome Finnair livery. We've even got people joining in from Japan. So.
So the first Air Canada 777 is definitely coming down to the south side. It's just lining up behind that Air France 777 coming in just a moment.
And Slang Wei asks me, what is your favourite airport? And for plane spotting, I definitely have to say Anchorage in Alaska, mainly because it gets some classics. I'll continue with this in a second.
So we're going to have a landing and a takeoff clash. Sam, which one do you think we should film? The Sky Express landing from Greece, or should we film the Delta A330, which is going to be taking off to Atlanta? They're going to clash by the looks of it. We're only going to be able to film one.
Let's wait and see. And just continuing with Slang Wei, I think Matt can agree. Definitely my favourite place to spot is Anchorage in Alaska.
110% agree with that. You cannot beat Anchorage.
Especially in the summer during the longer days when it's pretty much sunlight for nearly the whole time. Seriously, it's crazy. But yeah, they're just, it's pretty much 747 after 747 with MD-11s, MD-10s, 7474. It's honestly a queen heaven.
There goes the Delta 330-300 to Atlanta is DL83. Next on finals we have another heavy, which is the Air France from Punta Cana as AF 969. That was the 777-300ER. We've got two back-to-back Air Canada 777-300ERs landing on the south side as well. We have the AC-870 from Montreal, which is next to land, wearing the new livery. And following behind that is AC-872 from Toronto, also wearing the new livery.
Awesome stuff. We've got people joining in from Miami in Florida. We've got people joining in from Dubai. And Cam says, wonder if Qantas will add CDG since they just added Rome. Yes, indeed. And just following up what your next comment was, CDG or Frankfurt would be a next logical airport for Qantas in Europe. I could not agree more with that one, mate. I was actually having a chat to Matt about that not too long ago. Dublin Island, thanks for tuning in. Thanks, CR, for the awesome support. Thank you. Drifting into retirement says, good effort, guys. Thank you so much. Looks like you'd like a stream. And Nabila says, Sam, can you send some clouds to California, please? It was 110 degrees this week. Wow. That's crazy.
True butter landing there. But the heavies don't stop there. We have another Air Canada 777 arriving from Toronto.
And drifting into retirement says Anchorage is definitely some of your best work. We really appreciate that, mate. Anchorage is definitely a place that we definitely want to get back to.
And hopefully we can do a live stream from there if we can find a busy period. Here comes the Air Canada 777-300ER from Toronto. Next up we have the Air France Airbus A320-200 from Rabat as AF1359. And then following that is a special livery Aer Lingus, which has the Irish rugby team on it. It's a very cool one to catch. Our next heavy is fourth in line. It's the Turkish Airways A330-300, operating as TK1821 from Istanbul.
And Slang Wei says, could you ask Matt if it would matter to spot in Chicago?
Chicago is definitely a great place to spot. I've done it for about a week back in 2019. I do know that there's now 2 runways that tend to split up the heavies, whereas when I went it was just runway, I'm pretty sure it was 10 center, or 10 center, which generally took all the heavies, which made spotting an absolute delight. But both Sam and I definitely want to check out Chicago and try and do a stream there. It's a very, very busy place. And we want to go to that plane spotting hill. So hopefully a local can take us there who's part of the Spotter's Watch. Aesthetic Aviation says there seems to be a slight crackling from the mic every now and then. We do apologize for that. Sometimes that might be the mic exceeding the decibels. A nice truck to get in the way of that Air France A320. And CR, yes, those Air Canada 777s were both from Montreal and Toronto. The first one was from Montreal and the second one was from Toronto. And CR gives us a generous $2 tip. Thanks for the live stream. Thanks for watching. Both Sam and I really appreciate your support. And we also appreciate you tuning in and keeping us company here this morning at Paris CDG. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you very much. Like, we really do appreciate that.
Thanks so much, CR. It really does help the channel grow, mate. That awesome support. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much.
And next up, we have the Aer Lingus Airbus A320-200 as EI 520 from Dublin.
And TriStar Darren, how are you, mate? TriStar Darren, one of our awesome long-time members, says, "G'day fellas, glad to hear you're feeling a little better, Sam. Never seen the CDG live stream, another first by you guys." Yes, indeed, I think it is. But yes, thank you very much, TriStar Darren, for tuning in, and yes, feeling heaps better. Sure is very awesome and colourful, bright livery there. So thanks so much, TriStar Darren, for tuning in again. Hope you're well as well. And Drifting into Retirement asks, do you hire an RV when you travel to Anchorage? No, we just hire a car.
Just a small economical car.
Yeah, I think it was just a Buick, I think. Yeah, it was a nice car to get around though, easy. Stay in one of the local hotels. And CR with another generous super chat of $5 US. Thank you so much, saying thanks for the stream. No, it's our pleasure, mate. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the channel. It really does help the channel grow, like, immensely. Helps us to be able to fund these trips and bring you guys these future live streams from these airports that obviously we don't live at, so it is a little harder to get there, but honestly, thank you so much for supporting the channel, mate. It does help us grow immensely and support us.
We truly do appreciate it. And thanks for bearing with us. We've had a lot of issues over the last few days trying to get these streams up. Sam hasn't been feeling particularly well either. But now we're back in action and plan to continue on with the trip as planned. We're going to be trying to stream every day. If not, we might take a day break here and there just to recharge a little bit. But we have our next heavy next up. It's the Turkish Airlines A330-300 TK1821 from Istanbul. That should be good. It looks like it's got the GE CF6s, the engines. Turkish Airlines, I think, is the only A330 operator to operate all three different variants of the engine, which is interesting to note. And we also have another heavy coming up very shortly after that, which is the Air France 777-300, which is operating as AF11 from JFK.
Sweet. Looks like we've got some nice arrivals coming in. And yes, Aeromexico does come to Paris, Charles de Gaulle.
Also cool to note with the Aero Mexico that fly to Paris, we've got the Quetzalcoatl livery coming in a little bit later this afternoon. Their special livery, their white one with all the colours on it.
Sweet, it's gonna be an awesome special to see here. G'day Oscar Boone, thanks for tuning in, mate. I hope you're doing well. Robbie joining in from Milan in Italy. And Elisa says live stream from Dubai with a super chat of 50 AED. I think that's the currency of Dubai. So really do appreciate that awesome support to the channel. Helps us grow immensely, as you would be aware. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, we could definitely look into something like Dubai. I know they are pretty strict with their plane spotting as such in the UAE. I haven't really kept up on it too much over the last couple of years, but you know, quick Google research will tell us everything we'll need to know, so we'll definitely have a look. I think it's still highly illegal, unfortunately. So if you'd like to let us know any other place you'd like us to stream from, please do. Because I do think Dubai we could have some troubles with. But thank you so much for that awesome super chat and support. It will go a long way in helping the channel grow and bring you these future live streams. Really does help us out immensely, guys, to really help the channel grow, to help us bring you the live streams that we possibly can, the best ones we can. And Julian's videography says, hello, nice place at the Memorial Concord. I like it. Indeed. G'day, tuning in from LAX. We have some people here. Alrighty, I think we might need to get the umbrella to cover the laptop as it is getting quite hot.
Yep, definitely going to need that umbrella. The sun does have a bit of a sting to it this morning. Great for our comfort, but not for the laptop. CR says, used to working out to live LAX, but this is great. Definitely always good to change things up. I know that both Sam and I tune into Kevin and Rudy's LA live streams a lot as well. But we do love to see some different airports along with that, so it's great that he does Phoenix. And it's great to see plenty of other wonderful live streaming channels out there as well that cover different places. And Slangway asks, what's your favorite car? I've got a few, but right now I've got my eye set on a Porsche. Definitely not going to be getting it anytime soon, but there are some great cars produced by a wonderful brand. Sam, what's your favorite car?
I'd probably have to say my favorite car would be either the BMW M8 Competition Sport Series or the Audi S7, RS7, sorry. I think the RS7, it's a big car, but it's a really, really cool, sleek design, and it's just an awesome looking car.
And next up we have AF11, Air France 777-300ER from New York.
Sweet. Sorry about that, guys. We did have a van block the landing there for a second, but we still hopefully got it all right for you guys, I hope.
I do have to say, Sam, it's great to catch so many heavies
Definitely.
in like such a short amount of time.
Could not agree more.
So now we're just waiting for this Air Transat to take off.
And Hugo.
So Air Transat is operating as TS251 to Montreal.
Thanks for joining in, Hugo. We'll catch you next time. Go get your day started. No stress at all, mate. Sky Harbour, we're actually heading out to Phoenix in February. Hopefully be able to bring you a Phoenix live.
We'll see how that one goes.
Indeed. Maybe. John says, what about the Jaguar XJS12? Yes, that's very true. Yeah, that is definitely one of my other favourite cars. Can't deny that.
And John knows Sam very well by the sounds of it. Almost like he's known Sam his whole life.
And Time Wisely asks, is this a stream where you film incoming planes? Yes, it is. Indeed, it is. And Hugo says, don't go to Phoenix in the summer, though it's so hot you can fry shrimp on your forehead. No need for a Barbie. We'll check what the next arrival here is. And next up coming in, we have Air France flight 1307 arriving in from Dusseldorf. It's a Embraer E190 operated by Air France HOP. And following that, we have the Norwegian Boeing 737-800 flight 1490 arriving in from Oslo. And we have an Air China Boeing 787 about 5 minutes out, arriving in from Beijing as flight 589. We do hope we get that down here on the south side.
Looking at the traffic currently and the way they have been handling it all this morning, I would say it's pretty safe to say we're going to be getting that on the south side. So I'm just waiting for this Air Transat to begin rolling down the runway and depart. It's going to Montreal. So hopefully that's not going to take too much longer.
Indeed. And Nabila D with a $4.99 super chat. Awesome work. Thank you so much for the support. Helps the channel grow immensely. Cannot thank you enough for that. Looks like we're getting some bots, unfortunately, guys. Gotta try remove that. You can see the Sky Team 777 up there. So thank you, Nabila. Really do appreciate that awesome support and helping the channel grow. Right on as we hit the 10 a.m. mark here in Paris, as they say. We do have a van that's blocking our approach path here, unfortunately. not making it the best view. And you can see the E190 there. Hopefully with a buttery landing. Let's have a look. And that sure was. Awesome stuff. And the truck got in the way again. Oh well. And Max is back. Welcome back, mate. Hope the problematic back isn't playing up too much for you. Thanks for tuning back in. And CR asks, where are you guys from? We're from Melbourne in Australia. And Nabila D says, Sam, that's for your coffee. Remember, Matt did bring you coffee last week. Indeed. Appreciate that so much. Yes, actually, I've not had a coffee this morning, so very much looking forward to one a bit later. And CR asks, is this our local? No, it's not. Just on a holiday here to bring you guys the live streams. And enjoy this Air Transat 330. Rolling down, runway 26 right. G'day Samil, thanks for coming back and joining in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Hope your family's feeling better. Effortless rotation there for that 330. See the Norwegian 737-800 arriving in from Oslo, touching down on 26 left. So yes, as you can see, it's a very busy airport, so you're back and forth a lot of the time. And CR says, thanks for bringing the stream to us. No worries. Our pleasure, mate. Samil.
It's funny, just as you say, Sam, that it's a very busy airport. Nothing happens.
Indeed. It's always the way, isn't it?
Every single time.
I find aviation one of these things where, you say one thing or you hope for one thing and it just never happens. Like something will go to the other runway or it'll just be delayed to a point where it's like the Martin Air 747 we're trying to catch. So I don't know if you guys know, but we're still trying to be able to catch the Martin Air Cargo 747 out of Amsterdam. And it seems every time we go to catch it, we're struck with bad luck. And even not just in Amsterdam, but in Miami. So it visits Miami on a regular basis. However, for the week that we go there, it just doesn't go. It broke down in Nairobi, was it? Mm-hmm. Nairobi. So it broke down in Kenya for that whole week, and I think 2 days after we left, it went from Nairobi to Miami with no problems.
Yep.
So it's always the way.
Yeah, the luck on this plane is really unbelievable. Even when we were in Amsterdam about a week ago, and it landed, everything was fine. It was supposed to take off to Miami, and then it broke down for another week again, and it only flew yesterday. And it flew, believe it or not, back to Kenya, to Nairobi. And it landed into Amsterdam. Actually, I think it's still en route. Going to be landing there at about 10 a.m. And on approach now, I can see that Air China 787 arriving from Beijing.
Sweet, so it looks like we got it on the south, which is good. And CR asks, any A380s coming through CDG? Yes, we have the Emirates A380 on. We have another Emirates A380 on its way.
And Qatari in about 3.5 hours time.
And we have the Qatari Airbus A380 about 3 hours time from now. So, and that's a rare one because currently Qatar only operate the A380 to Paris, London, and Sydney.
Bangkok too.
And Bangkok too now as well. Oh yeah, that's right. I think it's the midnight service.
Yeah, it's the late one.
Yeah, it's the late one. I did know that. And that is right, Max. Got to stop jinxing everything. Not wrong there. And thank you so much, John, for the $2 tip. super chat. Thanks very much. Appreciate the support. I'm sure you know it does support the channel, as you would be aware, immensely. So thanks very much for that. Appreciate that. Alrighty, let's get this Air China 787 arriving in from Beijing. Such a retro livery look with that Air China.
I was going to say, there's something about that livery on the 787 that just looks right.
Definitely. I think my favourite aircraft that wears the Air China livery was definitely the 747. It just, the PAX version. I think they still have some, but they only use it for presidential.
I think it's around just mainland China.
And yes, mainland China as well. During the busy periods. I know they use it over the Chinese New Year a lot, between Beijing and Shanghai. But it sure is a nice livery on the 747. It's a classic look, I feel.
Oh, most definitely. Even on the 748, it's quite nice as well. And arriving next, we have an Air France A318, arriving from Geneva, Switzerland, as AF1543.
And Slang Wei says, great that I can fly directly from Berlin to JFK or LAX or even Fort Lauderdale with Norse. That's awesome, mate. Yeah, I actually do know some friends of mine. Sean, who lives in JFK, actually flew on the inaugural flight from JFK to Berlin. So that would have been awesome. But yeah, definitely, that's great. And Nabila D says, thank you for the storms. I saw your Instagram super. And Matt, this is for your coffee. Just kidding. Thank you so much for that awesome support with the $5 US super chat. Really do appreciate that support. And yes, we try to keep everyone updated as much as we possibly can, so we will post on our Instagram stories. So if you don't have us on Instagram yet, go search it up, Aviation Videography, where we'll post updates on the live streams and many things like that. And yes, very much looking forward to coffee later. And I think Matt could agree and say the same thing.
Nabila, thank you very much for that. And as Sam said, I'm very much looking forward to that coffee a little bit later. We've had another early start. Gotten out here bright and early, dealing with some connectivity issues, but finally got everything running smoothly. We thought we sorted it yesterday, but it seems to be like a periodically challenging time in the morning. A lot of fluctuation in our connectivity. But thank you so much. Like I said, words can't describe how thankful both Sam and I are for everybody's support to keep the channel going and to help us with our coffees.
Indeed, I think the coffees are very, very, very important. And there is the EasyJet Airbus A320 with the Faro livery arriving in from London Gatwick. About to touch down there now. That was very much butter. There are quite a few local plane spotters, I'm guessing, out here at Paris as well this morning. At least 1, 2, 3, at least 6 or 7 spotters, so it's great to see the awesome community out here plane spotting at CDG, which is, as you can see on screen, France's busiest airport. Alrighty, guys.
I think it's Europe's second busiest, right after LHR.
Oh wow, Europe's second busy. Wow. And Nabila says, Sam, I reposted one of your videos yesterday. Thank you so much for that. I did see that on the story, so really do appreciate the support.
And we have our next heavy on final approach now. It's the Air France A350-900 coming in from Washington. So that's just turned on to short finals now and will very shortly come into land. There's the EasyJet still vacating the runway after its arrival from Gatwick. So it looks like we have got lucky because the SAS CRJ 900 from Copenhagen is going to the north side. So a fair trade-off. We get the heavy and the north side can get the narrow body. I like that.
I can definitely agree on that one there. So it's currently 10:12 a.m. here. Nabila says Europe drink a lot of coffee compared to the US. I think you could be right in that one. I'm definitely a person that has to have at least 2 a day, and then I'm good. I think Matt could probably say the same thing.
I'd say 2 in a row in the morning and I'm good to go.
Indeed. Well, I know when I go to Matt's house after a busy day of editing and things like that, you make me the short black, is it?
That's it, the short black espresso shot.
Indeed, and that is a strong one. And Slang Way says after the A350, another 350 from Atlanta is coming in. Sweet.
You're definitely right, and it is coming from the southern runway.
What flight is it?
It's the Atlanta one, AF 689.
Perfect. Not too far out. Alright, we'll just get a close up of the tower just here for you guys, just while we wait. And V1 Aviation says, morning Sam, good to see you back, mate. Thanks for tuning in, Bart. I hope you're doing well. Myself and Matt are keen to get back over to Amsterdam probably Wednesday. So I actually remember I mentioned to Bart yesterday I shoot him a message. So we'll hopefully catch up on Wednesday, mate. Hopefully we can do a stream if you're around.
Yeah, looking to do Wednesday morning. We know that you work full time, but if you're out there early, bright and early, like we probably will be, definitely come around, say hi, and see what we're doing.
And things always change, so we never know how long we'll be there for, but we'll try our best. We'll definitely be heading over to Amsterdam, Bart, so it would be good to catch up. And Mateo says, I always have 2 coffees per day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. Sweet. Alrighty, guys, let's catch this heavy. Thanks for tuning in, Greg. We'll catch you next time. Passing the spanner over to Max, keeping the chat nice and safe for everybody here. And Nabila says, I was in Germany, Hamburg for 9 years, so that's why I know that. Oh, awesome. That's so cool. Definitely, Germany would definitely be a place I'd love to live one day. Thank you, M. Monta Ivan, saying it's 4:14 p.m. in the Philippines. Thanks for tuning in. And Melb Aviation Max with a $5 Australian dollar super chat says, this can go towards a coffee as I am drinking one myself. Keep the awesome streams coming. You owe me one when you get back. No worries, mate. Sounds good. Thank you so much for the super chat, Max. Definitely going to go towards a coffee later, as neither Matt nor myself have had one so far this morning, mate. So thanks for that, and hopefully the problematic back is feeling better.
Cheers for that, mate. And definitely, when we get back to Australia, come over and I'll make you a couple of long black coffees.
Indeed, I might even shout you a coffee when we head over to the US in January for our mega SoCal trip, which is going to be an awesome trip. So anyone tuning in here now, guys, myself, Matt, and Melb Aviation Max, we're going to be heading over to SoCal. So we're going to be visiting San Francisco. And Arizona as well. We're going to be visiting San Francisco, LAX, hopefully heading out to Palmdale, Victorville. So airy. Indeed. We're going to hopefully head out to Palmdale and Victorville and Mojave. I hope so.
If the Stargazer goes, or the DC-8 for NASA, you'll see me there in a heartbeat.
Indeed, I could definitely agree on that one.
The LA traffic's not going to stop me. Is the Atlanta 350.
And indeed, let's get this next arrival, the Air France Airbus A350-900 arriving in from Atlanta. That was a nice double there with the landing of that 350 and the takeoff on the other side. You can see the Qatar 777 there taxiing out. And Darkos06 says, hello, just arrived. Thanks for joining in, mate. And Chop Chop says, hi guys, is this live or pre-recorded? And you are watching from Zimbabwe. This is a live stream. None of this is pre-recorded, so we do thank you for tuning in, mate. And the next arrival we have is the Amazon Air Flight 258 arriving in from Rome. It's a 737-800 freighter. See the Air France 330 there lining up. And Scott, good morning, mate. How are ya? Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're well. And Max says 100% going to be a good trip. Yes, it will. Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to getting back to SoCal. Have not been for a while. It's going to be good fun. There's the 330 taking off. And Miss Wolves 13 says, good morning, Sam and Matt. Hope you're well, Miss Wolves. Thanks for joining in. And Max says, definitely excited for some LAX, SFO and Phoenix action. And definitely some Victorville visits as well, indeed.
Don't forget Palmdale.
Don't forget Palmdale. Palmdale definitely has to be added to the list. We've got some awesome stuff out there we've got to go see, so I'm looking forward to that one. Palmdale really is something else. Just catching up on the chat here, guys. Bear with me. Your Aviation TV says, guys, how's it going? Good to see you back. Thanks, mate. Hope you guys are doing well. Yes, we're down here in Paris with a live stream. You can see the Qatar 777-300ER just there. So thanks for joining, mate. Hope you guys are doing well as well. And David M says, good morning. Just popped in to say hi before I passed out for the night here in San Francisco. Enjoy your day out, CDG, mates. Catch you later. No worries. Thanks for tuning in and joining. Do hope you are enjoying the plane spotting and have a great rest of your night, mate. Two and a half hours left of work for Scott, but it's better waking up with you all. No worries, mate. Glad we can help out with it. Just trying to position the umbrella here, guys, to cover the laptop. That is right. We are at Charles de Gaulle. Good morning, Darren. And Euro Aviation TV asks, what will be the next stop? I think the next stop might be Luxembourg. Yes. Luxembourg and then Zurich. So that will be good fun. And g'day. Got some people joining in from Taiwan. Awesome stuff. Another place I'd love to get to. Head over to Taiwan, Taipei when they open up. And Bart says, good to see the stream is holding up just fine, Sam. Indeed, it is. After the amount of problems we had yesterday with our internet connection and the rain as well. So yeah, I was shooting Bart a message with the upload speeds. He could not believe how we were just getting an upload speed of 0.01 megabytes per second. That was just absurd. And there is the takeoff of the Air France 787-9. Alrighty guys, so just a quick update. Thought we'd let you guys know that when we do bring a Zurich stream coming up pretty soon, we will also be doing a Q&A within the stream. So we're going to post a YouTube forum on YouTube, Facebook and obviously YouTube. In the meantime, we'll just quickly enjoy this 777 takeoff. And in that forum, you guys will be able to comment and just post any questions that you'd like to ask us. And we will be happy to answer them on the Zurich stream. We're going to have a little talk show as such, as Zurich isn't an airport where it's busy the whole time. So obviously we'll be filming as many planes as we possibly can, but outside of that time, we're going to have a bit of a talk show where myself and Matt will have a discussion about all things related to aviation, and we'll be answering some of your questions in regards to the Q&A. So just make sure, keep them G-rated questions and related to aviation, and we'll try our best to answer them. So we'll pop that forum up very soon. And Scott says, one of our channel members says, awesome, the Discord is up and going indeed. So big shout out to Melb Aviation, one of the mods, Max, for assisting us in setting that up. So that's been set up now. So we thought we'd change it a bit. So it's free for everyone to join the Discord. However, the certain membership tiers will have exclusive perks and access to various things, such as if you are a Boeing 747 tier member, you'll be able to hop on a voice call with myself and Matt. And TriStar Darren, that is right. So we're trying to scout for some next places to make sure we could get it all ready for some next possible live stream action. And actually headed down to some of those places to actually just shoot some 4K stuff, as there were some pretty cool planes in some of those places. And we do. So the next arrival here for us with a nice rush of some heavies that we're about to get is the Air Algiers Airbus A330-200 arriving in from Algiers as flight 1002. And following that we have the United 767-400ER. So that's going to be an awesome catch, arriving in from Newark. New York, sorry.
Newark.
Oh yeah,
It's Newark, yeah.
Yeah, it's Newark. And then following that we have Air France 673 arriving in from Minneapolis. It's 777-200. We do have quite a nice steady approach of arrivals. So yes, TriStar Darren, that's what it was. Just scouting some possible future live stream locations and also adding some 4K video footage, as well as there were some pretty rare planes in some of those places that we wanted to grab, such as the Azerbaijan A340-600 that we unfortunately missed. Tried multiple times to try get that. It went to Milan. Where else did it go? Rome and Brussels. So
it's now gone back to Baku.
It's now gone back to Baku. So all that running around, and we were never able to actually get the Azerbaijan A340-600. So we tried our best, but that's all good. Yes, that is right. Max will be able to join on those calls and have a chat to our members on there, which will be awesome fun. TriStar Darren, I do hope you enjoy the flight stories that I post up on my personal Instagram. Hopefully they're not too repetitive. another heavy on approach. It's the United 767-400 arriving in from Newark. Got another heavy coming in next, guys. Looks like we also have another heavy on approach. And sorry guys, been trying to keep up on the chat here. It is quite hard. And that is right, TriStar Darren. It was denied, unfortunately. Tried so hard to grab that Azerbaijan A340-600, but to no luck. Unfortunately, it's gone back to Baku. And greetings from Switzerland. Awesome, guys. I like it. Thank you so much, mate. We'll actually be off there soon. And Darren asks, how's the weather there today? It's not too bad. It's about 20 degrees Celsius right now.
Great rush there, and it doesn't stop. There's another Air France 777 on final approach, arriving from Pointe-à-Pitre. Next up we have Pegasus A320neo arriving from Antalya.
TriStar, Darren. Those will keep your coffees warm indeed. And Nabila asks, Sam, do you guys leave tomorrow? Actually, we're leaving this evening. Going to drive out of Paris this evening after today's stream. And Rustig wants to take off. Right, mate, so the next takeoff we should be able to get is a Delta 330, so I'll film that one for you, champ. And Max says, yes, that is right, Max. We do have an awesome reel coming up on the Instagram and TikTok, so search Aviation Videography. Give it a follow for some awesome 4K videos. And TriStar Darren says Swaziland, Sam, not Switzerland, mate. Bart says, enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. Sam, Matt, thanks for hosting this CDG stream, and we will keep in touch for next week. No worries, Bart. Take care, mate. Thanks for coming along and tuning in. And yeah, I'll shoot you a message, and hopefully we can catch up at AMS when we're back next week, hopefully on Wednesday.
And there goes the Delta A330-900neo to Salt Lake City in Utah. It's DL221. Next up we have that Pegasus A320neo arrival from Antalya.
Sorry guys, trying to keep up on the chat. And thanks Max, so that is right guys, don't forget to join the Discord, we've just created it it will be getting better and better as the days go on. So go click the link which is pinned on the YouTube video. That is right, guys. So that is right. If you don't have to tune in if you don't want to. We're not forcing you guys.
Absolutely. But next up we have on arrival the Aegean A321 from Athens' A3610, completing its 3-hour flight, which is going to be touching down in just a moment. Following that is the Air France A330-200 from Cairns as AF867.
Sweet. Try to get as many takeoff and landings from these runways. Unfortunately, the takeoffs are harder to film as 26 right is a lot lower as such. So we can't get the full plane in the frame. And did you guys see that bounce? That was awesome. Righty, let's try to keep up on the chat, guys. Sorry, it's a little hard this morning, but trying the best to keep up on the chat. G'day everybody, thanks for tuning in. It's currently 10:45 here in Paris. We're at Charles de Gaulle Airport, Europe's second busiest and France's busiest airport. And Nabila, yes, definitely look into TikTok lives. That could be a thing for the future. And Florent, g'day, hope you're well. And Scott, gonna make some coffee, be right back. No worries, mate. See you soon. Alrighty, looks like we've got the heavy on approach, guys, so let's watch this one. Arriving in here. 26 left.
And on takeoff there, we have the Air France 777. At the moment, Flight Radar doesn't have any information on it, but when it does, we will certainly update you. We do have another arrival, which is an Air France A319 from Nice. And following that arrival, we're going to have another heavy, an Air France 777-300ER. It's going to be good. And Miss Wolves 13 asks, do you have your drinks? I unfortunately have finished mine, and I think Sam has too, so at the moment we have no drinks, and we'll probably be getting some a little bit later on when we finish streaming, which is going to be much later this afternoon. And as you can see, there's a nice tail line up there of the Air France 777s and 330s, and also in fine approach is that Air France A319 from Nice. It's operating as AF7705. And Max says, love the Air France 777. It's definitely a cool one, and there's plenty of them to see here at CDG. And we have 3 interesting arrivals coming up next. We've got that Air France 777. We have a West Atlantic 737 freighter. And then we also have another Air France 777 behind that from Dhaka. And we possibly may have the Air Transat. No, it looks like that's going to go to the north side, blocked by a lot of other arrivals. Enjoy the next heavy.
And Fafissa says, imagine being a first timer in this channel, then to subscribe within 10 minutes. Wow. Feels like I'm there with you guys. Great. Thank you so much, mate. Really do appreciate that support. That means a lot to myself and Matt. Your kind words go a long way in keeping us focused, committed and dedicated to keep bringing everybody live streams.
Most definitely. Could not agree more with that, Sam. Next up we have the West Atlantic 737-300 freighter, operating as MPT-270H. Interesting flight number in that one.
Indeed it is. And an interesting plane.
Yeah, I mean, it almost looks like a ex-privately configured plane. It's definitely converted.
Oh, wow.
But it's got a different livery on it, not the usual West Atlantic, so it's going to be great to catch.
Awesome. And TriStar Darren says, if you didn't know where we are, then the tail lineup from before will give it away. Indeed it will. The awesome.
That's right, I would very easily guess Germany.
Nice one, mate. Nice one. And that is right, Max. These bots are really out and about today, aren't they? God. Evelyn MD, thanks for tuning in. Only 2 a.m. there in Vegas. Thanks for joining in, and welcome to Paris.
always great to catch a 737 Classic. They're becoming rarer and rarer. And next up we have the Air France 777-300ER with the new revised livery with the bigger titles from Dakar's AF713.
And those new revised liveries with the new titles sure does look really good on the 777s.
And our next arrival is the EasyJet A320. Just trying to get an arrival destination that came from Split, Croatia. That's next up. And then following that we have the ITA A320 from Rome as AZ316, wearing the new ITA livery.
Hopefully this is some good plane spotting for you, Evelyn, MD, out here in Paris. G'day Slangway, welcome back, mate. And Miss Wolves 13, yeah, the bots are really out and about. See the Air France 777-300ER there on screen. I do prefer the new titles on it though, on the other one that we just saw. I think it stands out a lot more. Thanks for the awesome support, guys. Here is that EasyJet on final approach now. It's a buttery landing for us here, the A320. Just. And Florent Bardon says, I need to see some A380s, my favourite plane. No worries. We should be able to get another Emirates Airbus A380 on the stream for you, and a Qatar Airways A380 as well for you, arriving in from Doha. And TriStar Darren also says he agrees. Oh yes, the new Air France livery is definitely the best of the current Euro white bunch in my opinion. Definitely agree. The titles on the livery, especially on the 777, just stands out a lot more. Obviously the titles are a lot bigger. It looks awesome. Let's capture this ITA.
And next up, we have a couple of heavy takeoffs here. We have the Air France 777-300ER. just a moment, I'll get the information on where that one's going to be going. And it looks like that Air France is going to be going to, where the internet does play ball with me. Oh, there's no info on it just yet. Currently not on flight radar, but I'm sure that will change in just a minute. Waiting for it to spool up. But in the meantime, there's an EasyJet A319 landing. A320, sorry, from Bastia as U23SEP22. There it is, a nice, smooth, buttery touchdown there. And Slangway asks, what do you think, which airport has in 2022 has the largest number of passengers? I'm still going to say Dubai on that one. It's still the mega hub that it always was. And the amount of A380s is impeccably huge. And a lot of people transit through there, which still count towards the figures. What do you think, Sam?
Definitely would have to agree on that one. I think Dubai is really is a mega hub.
And there goes the Air France.
And Jinko, thanks for coming along and joining in, mate. Right as we hit the 11 a.m. hour here in Paris. Doing well, thank you. Alrighty, it's 11 a.m. here now, guys. Just wait for Matt to get down here. Yes. We do have to post this Q&A. Hopefully we're not having any streaming problems or lag. Your Aviation TV asks, is that the only runway for today? So they've got the north side and the south side open. So on the south where we are, they use 26 left for the arrivals and 26 right for the departures. Filming for 26 right is quite hard. You can't really get a nice shot as such, a clear shot of the aircraft, and on the north side it's pretty much impossible to get a nice shot of the aircraft. So, but it's a bit more busier on the south side, so that's why we thought we'd stream down here. So usually it's where they send mainly all of the heavies majority of the time. And yes, we are waiting for some big birds, hopefully the Qatar A380, which isn't too far. A couple more hours will come down here to the south. We'll have a bit of a look at flight radar now.
So, on flight radar, we have the next arrival being the Air France Embraer E190. This is a hop liveried Air France, so that's going to be coming next up. We have the Delta A330-200 departing off runway 26 right. Oh, sorry, 300. And that Delta Airlines still has no information on where it is going to be going. However, we have the Air France A330-200, which is making its way down to runway 26 right at the moment, which is going to be going to St. Martin. Used to be operated by 747 and an A340. And now it is operated by the A330, and it's still a very famous flight down there in St. Martin. People catch a lot of those flights on the beach. And Euro Aviation TV says Dubai isn't allowed for spotting. No, it really isn't. You can get into a lot of trouble by doing that, especially if you're caught by the authorities, and with our setup over there, I don't think we'd get away with it for very long. I know that there are people who even get in trouble for just pointing their cameras at the planes from out the car window. So you've got to be very, very careful there. And I personally, from what I've heard, wouldn't recommend Dubai plane spotting. But if they do change some things and allow it to be a little bit more tolerated, I suppose, then you'd see me over there in a heartbeat. Next up, we have the EasyJet A320-200 from Figari as U23734, which is on final approach now. Unfortunately, it has blocked the Air France 777-300 from San Francisco from coming to the south side. So a bit of a trade-off there, but following that EasyJet should be the Delta Airlines A330-200 from New York. It's DL264. Sweet, that is our next heavy. And Euro Aviation TV says plenty Delta Airlines here, mate. That's for sure. It's a little bit like Amsterdam in that way. Lots of Delta Airlines going to all their main hubs over there in the USA. So you can see the Air France is taxiing over to the terminal or the runway now. That is the looks like a 777. So we've got a couple of heavy Air France aircraft right at the end of the runway there, both A330-200s by the look of it. Yep, there is the St. Martin flight, AF498, and there is also the flight to Niamey as AF306, all the way down to Africa. Very exotic location for both Sam and I. Africa. Hope to go there one day.
Johannesburg. And I think Cape Town would definitely be one I'd be interested in having a look around.
Definitely would love to go to Johannesburg and Cape Town. I'd also love to go to Zimbabwe because I know they have some really cool safari stuff.
Indeed, it's definitely a continent I'd love to visit, not just even for plane spotting, but just like a casual holiday in general.
That's right, some very cool places there, but I would love to do some plane spotting, particularly in Johannesburg and Cape Town, when those South African 340s become a little bit more active. And that's right, Euro Aviation TV. Definitely not recommended. Would not recommend doing Dubai Airport at the moment with the current rules there. There's a lot of countries in the Gulf, unfortunately, which have amazing aircraft and amazing things to catch, but spotting just is not really an accepted hobby there.
Indeed, I think you are right with that one. I mean, I myself, I'm looking at wanting to go to Iran, go to Tehran. I'm not sure if you guys know, but in Tehran they have some pretty cool planes, some awesome classics and retro planes that fly in and out. For example, saw the other day they had the Air Saha, the Saha Air 747-200 with the original engines that was heading out of Tehran, and that's just one of many that I'd love to catch there. But I actually haven't done any research on plane spotting in Tehran, but I can't imagine it would be tolerated very well at all.
From the minuscule amount of research I've done, and I have to admit it's not much, it's not tolerated.
Air 747.
Unfortunately. And the Mahan Air 340s and
340, 600s,
600s, 300s, A310s.
They used to have the 747-300s as well.
I think they still do have one flying.
747.
Or it's a 400, one of the two.
It's a 300.
Is it 300? And there's a 400 that's definitely flying. And there's the EasyJet from Fugari. Hopefully making a very smooth touchdown there. Following that is our next heavy, the Delta Airlines A330-200. And that Delta is arriving from New York is DL264. So you can see the Delta there in the distance, but taking off now, we also have the Air France A330-200. This is the one I mentioned just before. And this one is going to St. Martin. So quite a bit of heavies at the moment. So it should be a great 5 to 10 minutes of plane spotting here at CDG. So do stay tuned and enjoy the heavy rush of landings and takeoffs.
And that sure was a very nice double shot there with those two 330s. The Delta 330 and the Air France 330 taking off. And Ronald becoming a Boeing 737 class member. Thank you very much, Ronald. Really do appreciate that support, mate. Welcome aboard, and if you'd like, go and join the Discord, which is linked in the chat above. You can have a chat to everyone, and we can all have a chat about aviation related things. But thank you very much for becoming a 737 class member with Aviation Videography. Really do support the channel, and we really do appreciate the support. So welcome aboard, mate. And as we can see, we have the Delta 330-900neo. They're effortlessly rotating out of 26 right, and off it goes. So welcome aboard, Ronald, and thanks for becoming a member. Looks like we're having a bit of lag at the moment, guys, so we'll just try to get that fixed. Let's see the next arrival there. The 777 arriving in from Los Angeles, from LAX. Gotta love those GE 90s. They look so cool on approach. And that is right, the signal is stuttering a little. We will try to get that fixed for you. Let's watch this 777 landing. Ooh, we really got to get that fixed. Good morning, Louis Dehaan. Thanks for joining in, and Otaku Aviators, g'day. Sure was some pretty cool action with the two 330s. Alrighty guys, looks like we are having some slight issues with the stream. It's lagging, so we are trying to get that fixed, so just stand by in regards to us trying to track and follow some of the planes. Just want to see if we can get this one fixed for you guys, because I can imagine it would be very, very annoying. Otaku Aviators asks, is CDG a bit of a spotter-friendly airport? Definitely not one of the most spotter-friendly airports I've ever been to. In regards to photos, if you're doing plane spotting and taking photos, it's not too bad. Quite a couple spots. But in regards to videos, it's very, very hard. And in regards to live streams, it's very hard to find a place where you can get a decent Wi-Fi connection. And Louis Dehaan says, now I have a cold too. Oh, no. Rest up, mate. I took a couple days rest and I was good to go, so I'm feeling 10 times better now. Slight cough, but no stress. But feeling all good. There is the 350-900 rolling down 26 right with an effortless rotation there out of CDG. Have the Air France 777 there, the 200 ER, currently lined up on 26 right, holding on the runway, waiting for takeoff clearance from the tower. And that is flight 682 off to Atlanta. And the next heavy that we have on approach is American Airlines Flight 754, arriving in from Philadelphia. It's a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner. Definitely looking forward to that one. But before that, we have the Air France Airbus A319, arriving in from Nanterre. That's Flight 7727, as you can see on screen. Just there. And that is right, Otaku Aviators. It is unfortunately quite painful when the airport gets such great movements, but spots are very limited. It makes it very very hard. So it's all good. Sorry, just landed there was Air France 1229 from Bologna, A318 baby bus. Kerry Taylor, good morning from Milton Keynes in Queensland, England. Thank you very much for joining in as we now watch Air France 7727 arrive in from Nantes, Airbus A319. And I do apologise in advance if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. It just sounds like I'm not. And following this, we should have the heavy. Oh wow. The PSG football squad on board the red and black 737-500 and next in line for departure. Alrighty, well, we'll definitely watch out for that one. Definitely. I can see the American 787 now on short final for 2-6 left, arriving in from Philadelphia. That is right, Max Getley, the US of A. And there is that cool 737-500 with the red and black livery with the PSG football team on board. It is 737-500. There we are, having it rolling down to 6 right. So there is a bit of a lag there. Alrighty guys, we're just trying to see if we can fix some of the connection problems that we're having here. So just bear with us. Air Senegal A330neo coming up next, which will be a nice one indeed. I can see it on final just there. It's not? Oh, next one's Air France, sorry. Let's get this Air France. Airbus A330, oh sorry, 777, 300 ER. Sorry about that guys, I'm under the umbrella so I can't see what's I'm approaching to the There we are. That was an awesome landing with the 300 ER series of the 777, wearing the brand new Air France titles. A lot of heavies trying to line up there now. Effortless rotation there for that 200 ER. We have a classic 7.3 on its way in. Let's get this awesome one. And Alfredo asks, "Hey guys, do you need permission there to film? I was trying to do the same, but I saw I need to send an email verification." Yes, you do need to send an email verification to get the permission to film. TriStar Darren says that 737-400 is 31 years old. Indeed. Wow, that's awesome. Can't go wrong with the classics. Isn't there France A320 there landing? Hopefully it's not as laggy as before now for you guys. Hopefully we've fixed all that up. And right as I say that, it lags. That's new. Thanks for that, Killian. Lagging a bit, but that's okay. Alright, I'll try get rid of that lag. Alrighty, so apparently it's skipping frames even more now. Very laggy, so we do apologise, guys. Finding it really hard to understand what is causing this problem. Laptop has been under the shade for the whole morning. It seems alright, but yeah, clearly it's not coping with the heat. So definitely going to have to buy a different cooling pad, I think. We've got a cooling pad. I don't think it's doing the works that we need it to do. Definitely something we'll have to look into to be able to keep the laptop nice and cool. That there is EasyJet flight 3772 arriving in from Porto. It's an Airbus A321neo. G'day Wendell, thanks for joining in, mate, from the Philippines. Great to have you here. One of our long-time viewers. And next on approach is Air France flight 1127 arriving from Venice. It's an Airbus A320. And following that, we should have a heavy arriving in from Detroit. As Delta flight 220 from Detroit. It's an Airbus A330-900neo. See the Delta 767-300 powering down runway 26 right. With another effortless rotation. G'day Mikey D joining in from Canada. G'day mate, I hope you're doing well.
Quite the lineup there for departures. Got quite a few there. We have the Iberia A320, which is lined up on runway 26 right. It's going to be taking off next. It's going to be great to see that. Killian asks, did you guys see an A220 Air France yet? Yes, we have. We've seen a bunch of those currently. We've seen at least 2 per hour at this rate. And here goes the Iberia A320. I'm going to get that on camera for you guys right now. If you do know, there's a little bit of lag. However, trying to rectify the situation as best as possible. It's got a bit of a special livery on it there, as you can see. Looks like a 10-year anniversary for something. goes back to Madrid. Maxim Aviation says you do the best plane spotting streams. Thanks very much for that. We do try our best, and we do want to go for a way more laid back sort of style, which is what we do intend to do. So I'm glad that you are enjoying it. And here we have the Air France 777-300ER departing off runway 26 right. At the moment, the takeoffs are far more interesting than the arrivals. The arrivals are becoming a little bit more bleak, but that will change very, very soon. About 30 minutes, the next batch of heavies will be coming in, including the Kuwait A330, the United 777 from San Francisco, a lot of Air France, more Delta, the Emirates A380, the Qatar A380, and many more. So we have a very exciting lunchtime and also an afternoon plane spotting to go. Still waiting to see that Air France 777 pop up on flight radar. But the Iberia Express is operating as flight IB3739 to Madrid. That was the one that took off just before. And now we have the Delta Airlines A330-200 takeoff. So Air France was going to New York. It was AF14. Also really cool, we have the Air Senegal Airbus A330-900neo. Very interesting and unique airline. Going to Dakar. It's taxiing now up to runway 26 right. Operating as HC404. It's going to be great to catch. And there goes the Delta A330-200. Nice effortless rotation there on runway 26 right. Sorry about that, the tripod appears to have gotten knocked. And next up we have the United 777 takeoff. It's a 200ER going to San Francisco as UA 984. And yes, Thai is still taxiing, so don't worry about that. That will be taking off very, very shortly. In the meantime, here goes that United 777. And Max says, super laggy, fellas. We are aware. I'm not quite sure how we're going to rectify the situation better than we have. We think that the laptop is getting too overheated, despite being the fact that it's under the umbrella, has a cooling pad attached. Just seems to always be a constant problem. Killian, that's right, yes. Thai is still taxiing over to the runway. It's getting there slowly but surely. As you can see, the clouds are starting to roll in a little bit more, which is quite honestly something I'm happy to see. I know a lot of photographers hate when the clouds pop by and ruin the shots, but I think it's great because the laptop really can't handle direct sunlight in any way. In fact, it can't even handle second degree sunlight, that being through the umbrella. So we do hope that maybe these clouds can help sort this out, because it was working just fine when we first started. When we started, it was cloudy. Had a similar problem in Amsterdam as well. On the first time we tried, it was sunny, and the other times we tried, it was fine because it was cloudy. So it's just something we really do have to try and fix. TriStar Darren says, oh, the classic UA Boeing 777-2 with the P&W engines that were recently sorted and allowed to fly again. It's great to see them all. I have seen a few ferry out of Victorville on Flight Radar. It's good to see them flying again. Quite frankly, I love the Pratt & Whitney engines. I think they're really, really cool. Miss Wolf says, internet over Europe is a pain, even in London getting lag. Yes, it can be painful. Most places around the world, internet seriously is lacking, particularly in these sort of rural areas, as the airports don't tend to be too close to the city, especially the major ones. But I think this is not necessarily an internet issue, and it is more a laptop overheating kind of issue. And TriStar Darren says, wonder what those ground radars does to mobile internet too. They probably do disrupt a little bit. It could explain why we always have such spotty and fluctuating connection here at this particular spot. In Kerry, we use a small portable router. However, I really don't think that the internet is causing this issue, unfortunately. I do think it is the direct sunlight on the laptop or secondhand sunlight through the umbrella, because I think even feeling the laptop, it's not too hot, but this always does happen when the sun does come out. And Otaku Aviator says, quite frankly, I find filming on really sunny days not ideal due to the overexposure of daylight. It certainly can be that way. On my camera, I have turned the highlights down. I find that's the best way to avoid that overexposure. But aside from that, sunny weather does tend to give better results. And maybe not so in summer as well, because you do get that heat haze. As you can see now on the screen with the clouds that have rolled in a little bit, the heat haze on the far runway has diminished it like a lot. TriStar Darren says, cooling issue, okay. Yeah, no, definitely to do with the cooling issue. I wonder now that it has cooled down a little bit with the clouds rolled in, if there is better performance. Like, what do you guys think? Has the stream stopped lagging a little bit now that the sun has gone away? Do let me know. Put it in the chat. Sam and I both love to hear that, because we really do need to sort of rectify this issue if we're going to keep doing this, because we want to make sure the stream is the best quality possible. And Max says, think you might need another portable fan.
Yeah. Actually, I've seen some of those like handheld ones, like a stick.
We need to get an industrial strength one. And departing now is the Etihad 777-300ER. It's going back to Abu Dhabi. Going to get the flight number for you in just a moment too, when my internet decides to work. This spot certainly is a tricky one to do some filming at. That Etihad is operating as EY32. Behind that is the Air Senegal that we were discussing just a little bit earlier, and that's HC404 to Dhaka. And following closely behind that is American Flight 49 to Dallas. And there's a nice double there on the screen. The truck tried to ruin it, but was unsuccessful, so we'd like to see that. Double trouble, Sam says. Otaku Aviators says, plus the camera gets so bloody warm as well. That it does, and I always do worry that it's going to stop sort of working and like maybe overheat. Depends really where you are. I have had that issue a couple of times, and I've had to literally put it under the air conditioner for about 10 minutes, and then I started to get the condensation, which made things incredibly tricky too. And Yap says, Kevin had the same issues in Hot Phoenix. Don't worry, still good to see all those beautiful planes. Great stream, guys. Thank you very much for that. And interesting to note that Kevin had the same issues. It seems to be definitely a universal problem with computers and the heat. So we're doing our best to rectify it. We can't quite park the car here to put the laptop under the air conditioner, so we're trying to use some fans. Oh, I am noticing quite a bit of lag. It has gotten a little bit worse just as you started to look, Sam. It was going a little bit better before. And Otaku Aviators, yes, it does. The little dial on the top where it's got plus 0.3, plus 0.7, plus 1, they're for your highlights. So make that negative 0.3 and the highlight issue goes away. I know that the RX-10 tends to really blow the highlights out, but that's the way I've sort of fixed it, because otherwise you're going to have to turn the whites down by 100 on the post-production. And again, we are really, really sorry about the lag at the moment. We do hope that the clouds rolling in does sort of help solve the problem, but it's not going to be instant. The laptop just has to cool down a little bit before we can see a significant increase in the efficiency of the laptop. There goes the Air Senegal off to Dhaka. It's HC404. A nice climb there, and a very unique airline. I believe they only fly that Air Senegal over to Paris. So very cool to see. Also, what doesn't help is one of our batteries that we were using to charge the laptop and run the cooling pad unfortunately did die, so we were running without a cooling pad probably for about 10 minutes as well, which severely increased the heat of the laptop. And going now, we have that American Airlines 787 to Dallas, flight AA49. And Max, no, Australia definitely could never. Australia doesn't get edgy airlines that are of that kind of rarity. Once Australia starts getting about 12 different Delta flights per day, we can then start talking about Air Senegal, I think. And there's that Air France with the unpainted rudder. Bit of an edgy A321 to catch. And lining up now on the runway, we have the United 787-8. Operating as UA 986 to Chicago. And do keep us updated here. How is the stream looking now that the cooling pad is back on turbo mode and we have the sun actually has come out again, which is quite typical. Oh, Sam said the battery only died for a minute, so the issue stems a little bit deeper, unfortunately. So the arrivals are about to get interesting again. We have the MEA A321, which will start the rush from Beirut in about 10 minutes time or so. And then we have the Kuwait A330 with the old livery, Sam. I know Sam loves the Kuwait with the old livery. And we've been suggested to get 3 cooling pads, 1 on top and 2 stacked below, a bit like a Big Mac.
Oh. I reckon we'd use all that battery power on the cooling pads.
I was just about to say, we're going to have to dedicate an entire battery to just the cooling pads. A whole jackery. And there goes that United 787. Off to Chicago Ord. Shouldn't be too long. It's about a 8-hour flight to Chicago. And a nice truck there to try and block the rotation, but it didn't do it that time, thank goodness. Kerry says you do get some rare airlines in Australia. Fiji, for example. That is true. Australia does get some of the cool Pacific airlines. I think one of the coolest things Australia gets, personally, is Air Vanuatu. I think Air Vanuatu is a very, very cool airline that is near exclusive to Australia, I think, and the little Pacific Islands. I know it goes to Nandi, I know it goes to Port Moresby, and a lot of the coasts over there in Australia, like Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. And Max's lag is very much back.
The sun.
It's got to be the sun.
It's gotta be the sun.
But, I mean, it's under the umbrella. As it's been under the umbrella for like the last 15 minutes. Properly, like without disruption. So it's a bit interesting. Put the laptop in the car. Aircon on.
Then that requires the screen to stop. Unless we put it in the waiting room. So guys, we might do that.
We're just trying to figure out the best way to do this to continue the stream to run efficiently. So we might have to temporarily put the waiting room on to just relocate closer to the car. But there's one thing I do want to mention about airlines in Australia just before we do that, Sam. This one's more dedicated to Max. We do get something very, very cool down there in Australia, which I haven't really seen in too many places apart from, I think I caught it in Frankfurt once.
Comes to Paris.
787. It's the Vietnam A350.
Oh, that is our good friend Max. Kelly's favorite.
That's right, Melbourne Aviation's favourite plane in the entire world. So I always make it a mission to try and catch it wherever I go, just to send it off to him. But unfortunately, they don't go to too many places that I can find, except for a couple places in Asia, and then there's Melbourne and Sydney. Okay, so we're just going to quickly move the stream. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. We're just going to get closer to the car so we can have the laptop sitting under the air conditioner to keep it all cool. So we'll be back in just a minute, guys. We're just going to chuck the waiting room on. Bear with us while we just sort this issue out. So sorry about that, guys. I completely forgot to switch the mic on there. This should definitely fix the problem there. And one very interesting thing to note as an Australian coming to Europe is the amount of different narrow-body airlines that do fly here between all the different countries that are close by. In Australia, we only see a couple of different 737s, mostly just two, three, which is Rex, Virgin Australia, and Qantas, and that's really it. Whereas here you see 737 operators from Egypt, from Africa, Algiers, you see them from Morocco, all over Europe you see it from Romania. It's really quite cool.
Sorry about the mic being muted before, guys. Matt forgot to unmute the mic. The lag is still there, so we're going to work out what we do. Don't really want to continue if the lag is going to be this bad. So we'll work it out, guys. And yes, TriStar Darren, that Kuwait 330-200 sure was something. I love the old livery, it's a classic. Alrighty guys, so we are going to try a different setup. Try to put the somehow to put the laptop in the car with the aircon fully on, blasted, to see if that can somehow make a difference to help us stream. So we're going to put the video in the waiting room. Yeah, there's a diesel. Alrighty guys, give us just 1 second. Alrighty guys, so I think we will have to end the stream due to the constant lag that we are having. But I think we've done alright. We've got up to nearly 4 hours today, so it's been a fun stream here at Paris. We'll try to get it up and running again maybe later in the day if it cools down. It's at its peak right now with the heat, so the lag really is something. So we'll try to get it all fixed soon for you guys, and hopefully bring you another stream here at CDG. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, we really do appreciate that. We're just going to have to do a little bit more research. We thought our system would be good enough with the umbrellas, the cooling pads and everything like that, but I just don't think it's working as efficiently as it's supposed to. So we're just going to have to look for a better way to sort of deal with the heat, because it's not really going to go away anywhere for the next 2 weeks. So we'll make sure that the next one doesn't have this issue. So whether it's internet, whether it's heat, we are sort of battling all sorts of elements at the moment. But we appreciate everybody tuning in and joining us here this morning at Paris CDG. It was a very busy morning. Both Sam and I really enjoyed it. And we look forward to seeing you in the next place. I think it's going to be either Zurich, or we might try to stream a little bit over there in Luxembourg. We'll see how it all goes.
Tremendous. So thank you very much for tuning in, guys. And stay up to date with our posts on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,